Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. I was able to get through a few more levels of this one data set. Well, actually, since I left stream, I may have gone down to doing individual subdirectories, of which there's only, 30-ish in this particular folder. This particular subdirectory, however, failed a few times. I figured I'd give it one more go with a restarted browser, because I kept getting recursion too deep errors. And so far that's been running, but this is not a way that I think would work for the rest of the data set. For one thing, figure once a day for a couple of months number of entries to update, and each of those is probably not as much data as this, but certainly some of the I guess Aftermath could have some of the same. No, not the same zoom levels. They don't go as deep. Throw it down to 24 though, I think. Anyway, large amounts of data. Even if I did it manually, directory by directory, with the chance of failure each time, it's just going to be a pain in the butt. S3 command can do it, but it's a request per item. And the one that I did before felt like it was going slower than even the uploads. Maybe that was just an incorrect interpretation. But I remember seeing something in one of these screens. I never found it again, but I was able to search for it. Batch operations. So this is for the kind of large scale changes we're doing. I maybe should read through some of this, but one of the things I've found out that is you have to use, there's no interactive console, and you have to use these essentially pre-made files that are the things to do. So I now have to figure out how to create manifests. Is that just a console item here? Buckets, accident, batch operations. So this is something else. So I guess we need configuring. It's a policy. We can't just make a one-time one. Oh, this is to Amazon S3 to write objects in the bucket. Oh, this is for where we store the manifests. Configure an inventory to list the objects. Oh, is there no GUI for this? I really just want a one-off one at this point. Oh, this is the console. Buckets list, management, inventory configurations. But this is a bucket setting. I might need to slice and dice this a little bit. Now, it is a file. I could download the file and edit it. Lifecycle rules, replication rules, inventory configurations. Prefix, current version only. Destination bucket. There's the permissions you need. It can only be daily or weekly. And subsequent reports will be delivered on Sundays. Well, they both give me a report within 48 hours. The uncertain timing is going to be a little bit of a problem because there's a point at which we want to know that we've gotten everything. So one of the things I've been thinking is that I probably need to deploy what I've got now so that our key index files and data going forward has attributes. I was really hoping you could specify like subfilters, I guess. Wow. Actually, this can take, no, we're not in here. It can take CSV files also. Multi-part upload, replication, status encryption, intelligent tiering, object lock. Do I care about last modified? We're going around modifying stuff. See, I don't necessarily need daily reports. But if I'm using a weekly report, then it's like when is the report snapshot? Well, if I start updating stuff now, and we just missed Sunday, next Sunday we get a report. It should have all of the older files in it. And then we might have to come back. Do some filtering for like the right types of files. Maybe we would know where the where the cutoff was. So I need a new bucket where we can write inventories. I guess. Let's say we'll get our first report in 48 hours so I can start playing with stuff. It might not end up including everything that would not be updated by a code update. Now, or I generated giant CSV off of my local mirror. Of course, and now I need to know. It's the link to new tab, right? Bucket name, object key. Now see, there's the manifest object. Maybe in here they give a better description of exactly what goes in there. Okay, so this is... Right. I'm assuming this would be a... Well, would that just be a bucket name without the S3? CSV manifest format. Which columns contain the required data? Required, no. There's no actual information here. This must be something else. Include the version IDs, the CSV manifest format. There was no information there. Okay, so that has the version ID. So no leading slash. I'm going to guess that this is the... Because this doesn't have an S3 on it. Yeah, so there's already a subdirectory. I'm guessing that's just going to be a bucket name. And it's kind of used a different sort of naming format for the one in the example. So in theory, I could generate these off of my local files. Then upload it, and I can do a different manifest for each storage class, so to speak. Say I tag this one with this time and this one with this time. You might be able to do that with the shell script, but where is... let's do... lib. Make sure it's searching any excess stuff. So that's ArcList. That's done at the base. That, when we start updating that, that'll be fine. Map log list. That's the process, which shouldn't even be getting fetched by a web thing. Now you see that's your checkpoint. ArcList is actually fetched. Checkpoint. Individual tiles shouldn't change, but I don't have a version. I don't have any kind of version string in the path, so I don't want to make it forever. All right, so speaking of notes. Okay, so actually this much is done. Now we have so we still need to update code. I think it's actually something I need to do like basically this afternoon. Just so that starts getting updated on the new stuff. Then we need to generate file lists for batch operations. And the console will not like generate like you couldn't do the same kind of sublists you can with this. They're just like, if you need to do stuff at this scale, you can write your own program. And the subsets that we might need. Okay, so you're a one-off. You're a process file. I'm not going to worry about the sort of base level things there. There are activity map tiles. And I should probably do these as individual subsets, but there is... Okay, that was the same place, I think. No, we're writing this twice. Oh, the tile indexes, yes. So there's activity map tiles, there's tile indexes, which should be basically equivalent. Did I skip ahead one? Yeah, final placements. This is checkpoint again, which we've had divergence in how we treat those. Uh-oh. Okay, it's a CORS request. So we haven't recursioned yet, but I don't see the count going up, so we may have to do it for these as well. So we've also got the original tiles, which are going to be like a 1 year. Original tiles at 24 plus. There's another processed. All right, so this is final placements. This is static tiles. We were doing... Admittedly, these are things that are more likely to get patched. Well, that might be things to review once we've got a master list here. We've got a tile index. Wait. I'll put final placements. Oh, this is the objects. Static objects. Static object index. So things with the same lifetime could be done together. Okay, I got a checkpoint. All right, so this is maplog tiles. So I think these should never change, but I've had to make corrections. I think that was using the same static index. Log objects. Log object index. Notable objects. Okay, so maybe I should upgrade those to a month. I can reset CloudFront individual browsers. If they get bad data, I guess people to refresh their cache. Yeah, so apparently this error is fatal. So we are going to have to do this for the tiles too. And that might be a little bit more than... Like for a shell script, I know I can well, no, I had to resume at one point, so I was able to do a comparison test. I don't know if it was a string or numeric comparison, though. And because of 2 versus 20 something and numerical versus alpha ordering, that check might not work. Well, maybe it's like 24. I don't think we did any 30s there. All right, but this thing appears to be completely borked. Yeah, not even responding. All right, so we only ever did up to 29, and these other sections probably could be done from here. I guess it's something we can do while we're... This was like only the rift zone. Well, other stuff, or preparing other things. Yep, we still have that. Oh, yep. Only 64 objects. I could probably even do the rest of these in one, then. All right, so 25, 26, 27. Oh, well, there's a couple here. And the lower details will be, that was a couple orders of magnitude, so that's like, let's see, so like it's like 4 more levels. That's like maybe 16 times as many things. Well, and then sort of the sum up to that point. So it's maybe it's almost 32. Minus a bit. I don't think it's that big, though. Okay, so hopefully this only ends up being 24. And I guess that could be an initial test. That should be a relatively easy one to index. There's not like any sub-file types in there. It's all just the PNGs. Did I have something in... Oh, okay, so I went down to lib. Scripts, we were putting this. We had a couple of things we could play with. Or actually, well, yeah, maybe just a recursive ls with a grep to reject some of the files we don't want would actually work. Oh, but we still have to format the response though. If we process the result per line. No, that was going per directory, so that's already not processing per line. Is there a built-in thing with ls to format the output? Okay, so apparently this is an awk thing. Not, okay. Oh. Does the shell we're using have that? All right, so immediately we want public to, oh, I do need the full path to this, though. Because it's going to be bucket and path. We've probably got some JS files in here, right? Oh, only one. It's actually a little bit surprising. Yes, that's only printing the first file. Maybe you need the format string. And maybe with the N? Okay, yes. It looks like I got an extra backslash, though. Oh, because you were trying to print a format with a backslash. Okay. So, let's see. We want... oh, and how does this work with directories? We need to do tiles 24. Star? Maybe star might have even worked. No, that's only immediate. Actually, nope. Oh, that went down 2 directory levels. No, that's only 1 directory level. And that is indeed very, very large. Now, technically, I probably only need 1 level of star there. Might make it a little bit more efficient. And then the output format we want is... let's see. We're going to put you... This is kind of a temporary thing. Like tiles 24.csv. So even doing this locally might be a pretty expensive process. Getting this to filter down to the right data set might be interesting. All right, so this list could kind of go anywhere. I don't necessarily need to serve this. But these are going to be kind of temporary things. S3 command, put tiles 24 onto... All right, now, manifest. All right, so this is the batch setup. We're a little bit ahead on the error checking there. Version ID optional. You have selected the correct manifest object. Well, maybe there's an option. Maybe there's an option somewhere for me to get that, but we only have uploaded one of these. Oh, I don't want to replace the tags. I want to add to the tags. The tag data for removal, put object tagging. Job tags. Oh, maybe this is maybe I'm thinking metadata, not tags. Yeah, maybe these are object tags versus metadata. Lock retention. Is it copy with metadata? Copy destination. Ah, okay. Now you see we only have copy, replace, or do not copy. Yeah, replace all, copy existing, or do not copy. Which means we have to go looking at what these files have on them right now. Permissions, versions, bucket properties, storage class, metadata. So you see, we've got a content type. We've got S3 command adders. Okay. That's probably something they used for like sync or something. So I happen to know that in this case, all of these files are image PNG, so we could replace them. So now my question is that the MD5 of this file? Did I? Okay. Yep, that looks like it's the MD5 of this file. So if we ever did do a S3 operation on this, it might not recognize if it was the same or different object. But we're mostly done with this one. Don't store username. I'm not really seeing any documentation about what the heck that does. This is the only thing about this. Oh, so doing a hash of it. Prevent storing of these informations. Preserve file system attributes. Default for sync command. Well, this is 2018, and it does appear to be a hash now. Oh, so this is for people using backup to save the attributes. But maybe that's compressed then, not hashed. To synchronize storage, like for backup, you would push and then with a share. Oh, this is 2012. We saw comments from 2018. Huh. Well, this is only MD5. Now, maybe I did put and not sync. So it will put different stuff there. So if we did content type, so if we do file specific, file type specific lists, then they are going to be the same content type. And the only thing we're going to lose is S3 command MD5, which might affect it if we did a sync operation. I'd always assumed that there was something in S3 itself that did that, and maybe there is, and this is like a shorthand for it or something. So what we're doing is content type image PNG. Now, this does mean that this one bucket's going to end up different than the others, which we're able to keep it because, like, we can actually get the console to complete an operation. Yeah, they've got a separate thing for tags. So I guess we have to copy. Doesn't have versioning enabled. Of the same name will be overridden. I wish there was, well, you know what, let's see. Nope, it is only tags. We cannot do metadata. We have to do this again. No, this is max age. I wish I could just say preserve. Now I have to see what this is currently. Permissions is probably a separate thing. Okay, so everyone public access. I believe that's the configuration we have there. The fact that you could make stuff that you can't read and write is a little scary. I guess you can always write, it's just whether you can read it. Zoom 24 cache control. So I guess you can only have so many jobs running at once. These are all gonna be the same kind of jobs. Completion report destination. Well, that might be the only place we get any feedback out of this. I probably should have a different place for this stuff. Do I already have like a log front or some kind of... Yeah... We've got some. Oh, this was for specific things. Oh, no matches. So find an object. Well, I guess it'll just right to its own little thing. Oh, no, that was for manifest creation. Is that required? That is required. Template and IAM trust policy. And we need a trust policy? Foot bucket. That's a place to put the logs. And you see, this is a specific resource. I'm going to end up doing multiple log files over time. I guess you can say star. Geez. Is this a user? Is this a role? Well, this was a policy. A role policy. So we have to make a role policy. Oh, wait. Do roles have policies? Attached policy. So we have to add a policy, which there might be something that's just like all of S3. But we have generally, oh, actually, if I put the output into this bucket, then this would have all of the required stuff. Now, is there anything besides the buckets? There's that bucket. There's a source bucket. There's more at that bucket. Batch operations. I might have to do something with that. So that's the policy. And then do users have roles? I don't have any role for that. Groups. I mean, there's a group for that. Wait. But the things it was asking me was for IAM roles, not users. Yeah, it's an AWS service. But I've already got a policy, right? Oh, this is batch operations. And then with this bucket, I guess I could have made a new policy for the output bucket. Control the maximum role permissions. Maybe? Role name. Technically this is for all batch operations, so is it actually tagged? Well, no, it is specifically map. We're using it for web serving. Is there a different use case for that? This is just what is S3. It's a different kind of data protection. This is a specific hosting feature. Grant public read access. Disable block public access. Okay, this is effectively a proper case for this. It's not like they want you to do some different permission. And then you have to write a policy for it. Okay, status new, % complete. All right. Now we have to be looking at what was that in our notes? Yeah. So the files that are currently there will be the same as the web service if I can update things before tonight's processing, and going forward will be okay. So activity map ended up in here. So that's going to be like star AM, and indexes are at this depth, which are the same as the other files. Because this is per zoom. So let's do this for one time step. And, oop, I didn't want to do that. Even though this is going to be a single command line, I want to at least take a note of this. For a future reference. All right. So this is for testing purposes. PL17 156 44 57 926. We want activity maps. Let's see. So we've got one level there for all zooms. And then under each zoom, yeah, this is where I'm not sure if it's like, when I say let's start with just one zoom level. Do I have to like star to get files? Oop, and we don't need this. We need... Okay, that I can probably even, for this limited context. All right, so that does not go down a directory level. So I might have to like do two things and append them. Yes, there's the PNGs. Oop. There's all the index.texts. But I don't seem to be able to do multiple levels of directory. Fortunately, I don't have like variable directory depth, or I'd have to use something else. So AM zoom level Y so we've got that, and once we have this worked out, we just do it for star level. And all zoom levels index.text. I guess even this stuff might have to get redone. So let's go ahead. I'm probably want something else. Edit, scripts, put. Is it search? Okay, so I got there. CD public. That's where our paths are relative to. This does a for file name. We're just kind of relying on globbing for this. Do I still have? Record this one just in case we need it for later. And then we've got a couple things in progress here. So insert. We've got you. And, oop, yep, that does not do select. Okay, and that somehow managed to not copy that. All right, and then you are going to be star. And let's see, you are going to go to, maybe I should do the index first. Because you always need those. You are going to go to am.csv, and you are going to go to append to am.csv. And I guess I probably should have tested this with a specific version. Because the real one might take a little bit. Scripts. No, I'm in public right now. Oh, no, actually, I mean here. That does do a CD, so it's still going to write it out there. That's only 2, so this is like my old file. Or did that write it out here? Aha! Oh, you didn't have a CD. So in fact, this is going to index nothing. Needed to keep that line. Okay, so there's the index for every level. I guess I could use an iteration of the directories. Try and keep all that together. But it's just going to be a batch operation. Oh, because the MIME types are included, I actually have to do these separately. It can't just be an append. So those are all PNGs. These are all text files. So I'm going to have to see how that's being tagged, or maybe I could have it retagged as part of this process. Awaiting your confirmation? Oh, pfft. I only created the job. Status ready. All right, so I actually do kind of want to go back to this because we have all of that stuff. And this might take a little bit longer. I guess I can actually do these as separate steps now. They're not really part of the same thing. Now, to have fewer jobs, I could like do all the text files together and then all the PNGs together. But this will give me more time to like look at things and reflect on how it went. Meanwhile, probably just to quit, or were you? So we have these being generated. This one is job running. This is list generating. And this is where I think about, let's see, we're not even going to bother with the management files, and because we have to be very specific about our paths. And actually, all of these are text files, so they could potentially be put into a single file. I might still do the different types together. Oh, you know what? Actually, the static ones tend to be more volatile than log-based things. Because this is usually, it's what's in that period. I mean, it can still have errors, but it's what's in that period. These things have dependencies. Well, no, actually, yeah, you're done while doing the static. These things tend to have dependencies on previous things, and, you know, like oh, if it's 1 week and we had to reprocess to get the initial day. Could be a small problem there when there's a map reset. Log-based stuff is more likely to be able to stay as is, because it only covers that time period. Actually, notable objects is a thing I might want to go back and edit sometime. All right, so cache control, output final placements, final placements, final placements, object ID index. All right, so doing log stuff. Log stuff. Object index. Notable objects. I might change my mind about what's notable. And I just put notable someplace else, but that's a thing we can batch up somewhere. All right, so we've got, well, that's still running. Static tiles. PL17. So map log, log search, static search, key place, activity map, and then notable is just a thing down here. So you're probably going to be, let's see, so key place. You do, oh, the key place, we had a tile, yeah, we had a tile index. So we've got, well, key place. Oh, this was tile. But you are also a text. We never did a custom format. Now, these could do an append. But, given how long this takes, I'm not sure I necessarily mind having things that I can redo separately. I probably also want to keep this around for testing things. What is it? It is Control R and Control R, register? No, register, it's like register plus. All right, and then change word took the slash. Substitute as a single character. But I actually want to test the index first. All right, so that, and even the activity maps are still going. Well, 46%. It's actually not bad considering that the console version ran for a bit this morning and then failed. There is a clone job. I wonder if I can clone this and just edit a couple specifics. It's basically just going to be changing manifests and possibly changing file types. But that's going to take another little bit. This, we have no progress on. I guess if I did do it in Ruby or something, I'd at least be able to have a progress bar from the top level directories or something. Although I would think that something like the little print command would be relatively optimized. How big is our log file getting? Ham index. Oh, you haven't even output yet. It's like building up the entire thing in memory. No, wait, no, this is activity map. We were doing these in serial. We would have done index first. The index is actually done. Oh, no, the index is done. This is the tile from the previous run. It hasn't updated size yet. And incidentally, did I set up? Yes. So that would be a sensible place to put these things, I guess. All right, so this one takes a while. This is taking a while to generate. It'll probably take even longer to run. Let's see, do I have any other work to do on this? Well, I can be theoretically designing all of my other things. I could even run through and test them all and then just kind of just say, okay, now run the script overnight to actually put everything out. So we should have map log. That should follow pretty closely from the same format as that. Maplog. Oh, you know what? Key place. Okay, yeah. The activity maps had a placeholder for a zoom. In here, it really is just a placeholder. Key place, zoom, index, and then index or Y. I forget if it's X or Y. Maplog, zoom. Oh, Maplog is using the key place index, which does result in some 404s. There is no ML index. So that's those two sets. Did I have in my notes? Did I have an ML index? Nope. Yeah, just log tiles. So the static objects were key search, and this is just one level of files. They're all text files, so it's fine. See. Key search, and we go, once we're into key search, it is just star.text. We have log search, which is also flat. There's an index file in there, but it's not really all that different. We've got... I don't think there's anything doing different time zones on those. So those end up being all part of that file. So got the activity maps, got our two base tiles, got two search tiles, and then notable. Word. 17. And it's going to turn into a star, so. Once we have kind of run through this, and okay, so that is done. 90%. All right, so that has had made our AM files. Just 45 megabytes, just to list them all out. Oh, I have to test these, then convert them all to stars. So, test run. Okay, that's not too bad. That's only for one, maybe smallish thing. So AM, PK, that's supposed to be KP. Strike that, reverse it. Okay, bunch of text files. We got a bunch of text files, all the different zooms. Actually, not too many of those. This is correctly KP index. There was only one in our test set. Only one in our test set. Wait. Did this mean it didn't match anything? Oh, you're right, it didn't match anything. All right, so in the short term, we don't need to do these. I guess if it didn't match, it ends up writing just the term, which is maybe a little bit disturbing. I kind of expected it to do nothing if it didn't match. All right, and then we have to do, all right, long, notable, I think that's everything. All right, all these get turned, no, that was, that's activity map. And then all of these, oh, so I was keeping this number around as a tester. We're probably past the point of that, oops. And I guess priority-wise, this is something, well, these are going to end up being historical. We're going to try to get it published for that, but this is like one of the things we load every time. The static tiles are only if we're zoomed in. The searches are things you only get if you ask for them. So this is a large set. But it's one of the ones that might get loaded by default. All right, and we cleared out those, just we didn't have anything left over. All right, that could be an all-day process. That is 100%. So what do we get if we, well, we have to, oh, I need another console here to upload stuff. S3 command put index. I guess I could have set that command to like make it and then upload it or something. All right, so region, manifest format, change this. Copy. I wish there was to change metadata, but object tags, replace metadata. All right, so this is doing the index. So unfortunately, I don't get to keep this. If I did the images first, I would. Which, actually, we could just do that. Take a little longer to upload. Oop. Oh, or was that in the previous screen? Okay, so mtile is PNGs. So this is going to be activity. Oh, I was doing a different time frame on these though. That was back. not previous. Okay, so copy. Tags. So this is going to be a different, what were we saying, 1 month for these? Yep. Already generated those. They weren't listed here. Oh, yeah. Original tiles. So this is done. List generating. List generated. And yes, you were going to be 1 month. So where's that string? Activity map. Activity map. Cache control. Activity map tile. Oh, you know what? I guess the one nice thing, well, no, the generating the file list is going to take a while, but I guess a couple of them are starting to get done, so I could actually set up the jobs. All right, so you're completed. Not started in progress. I wish I could say, like, not... Can I, like... Nope. I mean, this is important to have now, I guess. Oh, it has to prepare, and then it has to be awaiting start signal. Okay. Oh, and we had the index. We just had to change the MIME type. So all status types. Oh, now you are awaiting. Oh, it gives you the total number of objects. Actually, interesting. So, huh. There was actually more tiles at the old Zoom 24 biomes than we have activity maps since then. I guess that covers some of the more populous times of the game. All right, so you are ready. Can we clone you? All right, so now we want index. Copy back to itself. Replace metadata. All right, so it's going to have the same time frame, but this is going to be... I guess we can look at S3 just to confirm what it is currently, because it seems to be working okay. PL. Activity map. That's supposed to be per level index? Yes. Metadata. Text plane. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like application text or text plain or anything like that. So text plain. Public. Activity map index. Okay, so we clone the job. We might actually be able to run these in parallel, but I'll just kind of keep an eye on things, see if there's ever any problems we need to go back and fix. What do we have done in the meantime? So mindex, mtile, looks like notable is done. And I guess that's not too surprising that key place index is going to be a similar size, because there's only one level. And that might mean this one's done. I'm not sure, though. All right, so, oh, you are clonable. Okay, so you're indexed, so that means you're one of the ones that's on text now, which is what everything else is going to be. And technically I can clean up some of these CSV files as they get done, things as they get completed. Copy, destination, same storage class, metadata. Notable, I think, is one of the ones I went. Okay, we're going to be jumping up and down on age. I think this is one. It's like I might change my mind on what's notable. Oh, we forgot to acknowledge this one. All right, so this is notable. All right, so it looks like the index, KP index is probably done. I won't trust this thing to be done until the next file appears. Oop. Okay, so that one's working, that one's awaiting. Let's see, the key place, we were considering it potentially more volatile if we had to like update a base time or something. So that's going to have the 1 week time that we had here. Copy, we're going to replace. Let's see, that is 1 week. Text plain. Readable because we're serving it. All right, so what was after KP tile? Was that map logs? Yeah, so this is another one that will take a very long time to complete. So I'm not, I don't know if this is like an intermediate as it's outputting or if it waits to put it until it is complete. I actually am a little bit surprised. Yeah, it can't be done yet because that's going to be approximately the same number. Well, no, AM has more levels of detail, so I guess that does make sense. KP only exists at 24. Activity maps have a way to sort of build up to the higher zooms. So that might make sense if that was actually the file size. I guess if I ever run this again, I should do like an echo or something of what level we're on. All right, so this is running. That should be fine. And is that just... Let's see, so that's actually family trees. Do we have anything else there? Map public. You're running that? No, we don't. Yeah, okay, so that is what we started. Now, that's what we're working on. I guess we want to see what we're working on as our last thing. And then ML tile. Oop. I don't know if I ever will have occasion to run this again, but uncertainty of when we're done is kind of a bug. So that's what I get for running this all as one batch operation, I guess. And that's tile 24, which, I mean, that's definitely done. I probably actually could set this up so it's like... Oop. Echo and... And actually, it's just... Well, that's it. That makes it parallel, which is fine for this. Oop. Okay, now it's wrapping around. Oh. What's a really lightweight thing to produce? Notable? Would that output that as well? Nope, that goes to the console. So I would expect maplog to be... Well, it's larger files, but we're only doing file names. You would expect it to be 4 times as big as... Oh, no, and... Yeah, 4 times as big. Oh, and higher zoom level, so... There's more tiles, even though the filtering of objects tends to make the files smaller. So this might be it, but I'm not sure because I didn't have any feedback about that. All right, so we've got activity map tiles at 57%. Activity map index ready, notable ready, key index ready. We get confirmation that we're on the next thing. We can do the key placement tiles. Actually, yeah, these actually aren't that bad. I'm not sure how the priority works. Like, can you only have one job running at a time, or how that works? So other things we could be doing. I did want to start deploying some of the things that write this out on future changes so that we don't have to... let's see, so the item data... did I publish that already? So is that OneTech or OneTech Docker? Okay, those are one-off scripts. That's notes. And those are just unchecked in files. So, okay, how about this? I'm sure there's another way to check this. Remotes mapping. Yep, so this one's been updated. The other major data source is for you doing the automatic updates. And this stuff, well, okay, so there's two parts here. There's this, which that has a reference to. We haven't even added this file yet. And this is a case where I haven't necessarily tested this code. But I would also like this to start running from here forward since we're snapshotting our current version. And unfortunately, we're going to also end up snapshotting our notes here. All right, so list generated. So this is, wait, which one was running? Activity map tiles. Static tiles is, see, there's static tiles, which we're waiting on. The static tiles index is job ready. This is list generated. Static object search, not yet generated. Oh, notable got moved up. Is job ready. And in theory, for the rest of these, we have list generating. List generating, list generating. Which really comes down to looking at the directory. Do we have a separate one for that? No, we moved the stuff over here. Now what we need to be watching is map public. Okay, date modified. All right, we regenerated this. So it moved up. This size hasn't changed, so this is probably final. It's hard to be sure. All right, so I can at least get an accurate snapshot. Oh, did any of this touch? This may have touched map process. Okay, yeah, we had to include cache control. This is for writing the log file itself, which might not be that important. So data server, and maybe I already did some of this. Map logs, archive. Map log list, logs. Okay. We have done some of these changes. Was that it? Okay, and that was the only one at the top level file here. I think everything else is stuff that gets called from here. No, you imported cache control. We applied that. Everything else is from these little sub-processes that are all in the library. That's for the timestamp update. So that's just these. That should have the standard settings there. Okay, so that should be good. All right, so we need to add. We need to add cache control. The rest of that. Did we tweak anything else? I don't think we did. Just adding all our times. Okay, and that's there. All right, so this is. All right, and you have to be pushed for the Heroku to work. And then, let's see, do we open up? You're working. Wait, another copy of you. We had data server. So we have to bundle check to get the updated hash. Deploy, we're pretty much done with. Output is temp stuff. Okay, yeah, revision. Ah, yes, the monuments and live output files. So as we update new files, they should be tagged. All right, so get that up. You're doing most of the work. And usually update the other one just in case. Nope, you're Heroku. And actually, no, that is no, that's the remote. That's the branch. Still no new files. How are you doing? 100%. Okay, so we're actually completing jobs faster than we're generating job lists. Run job. Okay, you're updated. So I think that's all the things that generate S3 files. This is not nearly as big as those. It's got something. These might be fairly quick. These are specific like sets of files within the directories. So it's small enough I could have done it with, actually all of activity map I probably could have done from the interactive one. It's not that many files. Still working. 100%. Yeah, these. We almost could just run these together. Completing, yep. All right, this hasn't changed in a long time, so that's probably not a halfway done file. It's not even as big a list as the activity map was, so it's not like it'll keep that busy that long. So manifest, let's see, we need to upload that. Yeah, we're using this one. So it looks like it doesn't write out until it's done. All right, so KP index, it's all text files. It's going to have the same. Actually, you're probably done by now. Yeah, key index, key tile. Somehow I didn't think that generating the file lists would take longer than applying them. Of course, that means that the job that applies it will take a really long time. Okay, 1 week, text plane. All right, and this will be preparing to get the total object count. Okay, so that's 200,000. Well, I was often looking at file size more than number of files before in terms of how big these were. All right, right now we're waiting on that file list. So we could stop now and have an early lunch. We could go looking at map features, although I think last time I was doing something, I was finishing up the map. We were waiting on like the upload or something, and I started looking at small features. And I'm not sure that there was anything that was really small. It's always something we could just pick up next time. But headspace wise, it might be nice to have a feature all at once. I'm trying to think if there's anything else related to this that we need, but I might want to get all of this stuff done. Oh, well, you know what? Is there any other data sets I was putting off here? Okay, so we've got our job completions. Can I even view this? Open it. Okay, okay, so I guess it opened it here. I thought it would be, maybe it's this we want. Okay, download. Oh, nope, it was downloading. That's what happened. You're okay for JSON files. This was error only, so that's good. Now, you don't have a last modified time. Oh, because you're a folder. I guess I can clean these up when everything's done. And like, I know that's done. I know that's done. I know the activity maps are done. I'm not sure what... Figuring out the jobs is going to be a little bit of a bigger deal. All right, and we were saying... Ground images are part of the code repo. Code repo, this is what we're working on. Have I applied anything to these yet? Maybe I was waiting until I got the further uploads working. Metadata. No, I did not. And this is probably small enough we can just do it here. Okay, we actually have to select something. I'm not actually sure you can do, do the folder. Or rather it would matter if it was, for like future objects or anything. And for this, it's notable objects. Now your cache control, we had those strings in. Not maplog cache. Cache control. These are basically archival. I mean, not that we're web request fetching these, but if there was any reason to do so. And these are all very large files. There's not that many of them. All right, so you were 100%. So actually, all jobs are now completed. And where do we leave you? Ah, these things had actually completed. Cool. Job, 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 job. There were no failures that I could see. That means we should be done with both of these files. Yep. Okay, it's very busy right now. And reopen the debugger. 14 objects, done. Well, hopefully we'll get our other file someday here. But I don't know if it's really worth diving into anything else at this point, so I'll just kind of have to keep an eye on this during the day. For now, I think we're done. Well, I guess I could be researching other like performance topics, but I kind of want to get this done and be able to see the results to better evaluate that. But thanks for the supports and the subs. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. And we'll see if I have anything to recommend here. Let's see. So that's JavaScript dev. We're kind of more, well, maybe he has some performance concerns on caching, but I think he's more, probably more on the code side of things. There's some GraphQL stuff. And that's almost done. All right, well, we haven't been to Tyrannosaur in a while. I know he's doing game dev stuff. I don't know what he's working on right now. He's working on a little game, and he's, you know, coding it all online so you can see what's going on. If you're looking for a place cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and until next time.